what we're leaving for.
To go back home and be, I don't know, sick, I guess.
How about let a little lad choose his own hair and you mind your own business?
Yeah.
Those sort of anxieties start creeping back a little bit. The only person on most beaches with a stoma.
Yeah, I've had enough to deal with. I can't be bothered what other people think about me.
Hello and welcome back to our little corner of the internet. That there is Malin and I'm Tom. And these two little rascals are Charlie and Isabella. After we got that whole cancer thing out of the way, we made the decision to sell everything we own and move into our little van called Sunny. Since then, we've been exploring the world and living life to the max. Tag along. So, we are back here in Las Americas, as always, at the weekends. Starting to feel a bit bittersweet now. It's weird. Like, we're here for the last time, this year at least. Probably for the last time, sort of, ever, I guess. At least in this way. We won't ever be here with the van again, like we are now. And yeah, it feels odd. Las Americas it's probably the shittest parking. It's probably the worst car park in the whole of Tenerife. But this is the place where we've sort of come back to every weekend. You're close to the beach, you're close to all the sort of touristy areas, there's loads of entertainment and stuff, and it seems to be the place where everybody meets up, especially all the Swedes. There's always Swedes around here, but not now. We are the only Swedes here. We're basically the only Swedes out of our little gang left in Tenerife. There's us and Victor, whose hockey match we saw last week. He's taking the same ferry as us next week, so we've got one friend at least left. But yeah, it really feels odd to be the last ones here. It's like it feels empty all of a sudden. It's so strange. Like the fact that there's not really that many people left here, it's sort of given us a bit of time to reflect over stuff. And we've sort of, reflected over like what a life we've given ourselves. It's so odd. And like going through everything that we've been through over the last couple of years with our new mates and whatever, you sort of laid out the story in a way. You sort of realise like how far we've come. Like 2 years ago, Malin was getting ready for her surgery. 2 years ago, like 2 years is not a very long time. And you sort of start reflecting over like how good this life that we've given ourselves is for like mental health, definitely for physical health, you know. Essentially living outdoors all the time is so good for so many things. You sort of think like, where would we have been if we'd have just stayed in that house? The house that we sold in October 2023. Like, where would we be now if we still lived there? I don't know, it's such an odd thing to think about. And I guess like it all comes down to we're so grateful for being able to do this. And yeah, I wonder how far we'd have come had we not have had this sort of lifestyle. Like both Malin and myself have struggled a little bit with mental health over the years. And obviously going through a cancer battle, it brings on a whole other world of sort of anxiety and various sort of mental health challenges, I guess. But it all sort of takes a back seat because there's so much else to think about. And most of that other stuff to think about is really positive and really good. It's like, where's the next adventure? Where's the entertainment today for the kids? But then even stuff like, what do we need to do with the van and where do we need to be and whatever. The cancer and the sort of mental health bits, they take a back seat. And I guess when you sort of start saying goodbye to people, you start saying goodbye to places, you start to sort of move on to the next chapter, those sort of anxieties start creeping back a little bit. And I remember us talking about this last year because it's like when we leave, what we're leaving for. This year's a little bit different because we've got a lot to look forward to before we get back to Sweden. You know, we're going to the UK, we've got a wedding to go to, we've got friends and family to meet up with that we've not seen for a long time. So there's a lot to look forward to. But then after that, we're heading straight to Sweden for cancer stuff again. Malin's got her scans coming up at like the end of April. And yeah, you sort of start thinking like, God, it comes back. It starts again almost. You know, the only thing that you can hope for is positive scan results and that Malin still gets the all clear. And, you know, all signs seem to point towards that, but it still seems to bring back this like, this looming sort of what's next. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's also like you've got to take it as it comes. We've got to take our own advice. When we were going through the cancer battle, it was like you've got to take it one day at a time. You've got to take everything one moment at a time. And that's exactly what we've got to do now. And we've just got to be sort of grateful for where we are and what we've been able to do over the last chapter where we've given ourselves this sort of life. Yeah, it's there's a lot of reflection that comes with this sort of stuff, and some of it good and some of it a little bit less good. But at the end of the day, it's you've got to be thankful for what you've got.
Kids, what are we doing?
Go to the park and the beach.
We're going to the park. We're going to the park now,
Yeah.
and then we're going to go to the beach later when Papa's done.
Yes. And after the beach, we're going to the next park.
Do you want to go to another park after that?
Bigger one. To the bed.
To the spinny one?
Yes.
Yeah, which one are we going to now?
The fire truck.
The fire truck. This is why the kids love Las Americas, I think, because in every single corner there's a new park to go and play at. Days like this, it's just spot on, because it's easy entertainment. We can finish off some work, and when Tom's done with that, we can all go and have a family day on the beach, which feels really nice, actually. It's been ages. So that's what we're going to do this weekend, I think. Hello, cool dude.
Hey.
So we only got a few more days left on this island, which feels quite strange, to be honest. We've had a lovely time, and even though we are heading to England first to see friends and family there, it does feel like we leave the island and what we're feeling here and to go back home and be, I don't know, sick, I guess, but even though I don't feel that sick anymore. But we are heading home for hospital appointments and scans and all of those bits, and it's always a different feeling when we get home. Here we can escape everything that came with cancer, and I'm not the girl with cancer here. I'm not the sick person here. But at home I always feel like I fall into that, I don't know, group, I guess, or like that pattern of being the sick person. But here people don't know me from that. Here people know me for who I am, and I think it does us really, really good to do that, but it also feels really strange when you leave it. To just be here and feel like I can identify myself with something else than cancer feels so nice, and it's such a privilege to be able to do this, and that we've been able to do this for 2 years in a row. I really feel like we wouldn't have come this far in our healing process if it wasn't for us being able to escape everything for a few months out of the year. It done us so much good, both as a family but as individuals as well, I think. And every time we leave this kind of place, like last year and this year, it does feel strange to leave this happy, nice place with no illness around it behind and go back to hospitals and everything that comes with. But also every time we do this, we heal a little bit and we get a little bit closer to being where we want to be, I guess. Sometimes I wonder if I should stop them a bit more when they're doing stuff. But I also find it quite entertaining when they are exploring the world together and are happy and think that it's an adventure. Right next to the park there's this little, I don't know what to call it, like a hill with mud, I guess, sand and other nice things to play in. So now they're climbing that instead and rolling in the dirt. But I guess as long as they're having a good time. But I don't really want to think about how dirty they're actually going to be when we get home later.
Should we go to the beach? Beach.
Oh, it's like this at the moment. It's been gorgeous weather.
Yeah.
And then we have to go to the beach and the sun disappears.
Yeah. It's life, baby.
Yeah, every single day at the moment.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, look, is it?
No.
Do you know what's mad to me?
No.
There's so many people that care about a 5-year-old haircut.
I know.
We still get comments even now about certain little lad's hairstyle that he chooses.
Like, honestly, every single video we put
Yeah.
out, and once in a while on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
insane.
In the last video, the same person commented, not once, but twice, expressing their opinions about a 5-year-old's haircut. You know what I think? I think that people would feel a lot more calm within themselves if they didn't put so much energy into what hairstyle a 5-year-old decides to have.
I know. But the thing is as well, to me, is that they don't just say, like, I think that he should cut his hair because that looks nicer or whatever. Like,
No.
they don't say it in a nice way. It's always just like,
Geez, get the boy a haircut.
yeah.
Yeah. How about let a little lad choose his own hair and you mind your own business?
Yeah, something I would like to send to you people is like, next year he can read.
Yeah.
Will you still say this to him? And what will this do to his self-esteem
Yeah.
if people online say this about him?
Yeah.
When he goes back and reads comments on the videos next year when he's old enough,
Yeah.
is that what you want to send out to the world, to 6-year-old self-esteem?
Yeah. How about put out nice energy into the world?
Yeah.
Or don't put out any energy at all?
Exactly.
That'd be my advice. But one thing that we should just like remind ourselves of sometimes is that we get 1 or 2 negative comments and like 100 positive ones.
Yeah, we got so many nice
It's always
comments from all you guys.
It's
and we
always the
love it.
negative ones that stick out.
Yeah.
And that's a shame that it is like that, because we want to say how much we appreciate the rest of you who comment nice stuff.
Yeah, we love you guys. The reason why it sticks out so much as well is because it's aimed towards a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Like that, it just seems not right to me.
No, exactly. And it's so obvious that it's gender related as well.
Yeah.
Because we never get comments about needing to cut Bella's hair.
No, exactly.
We ain't going to get comments about Bella needing to cut her hair before she starts school.
No,
That's the reason that it sticks out so much.
it does. But with that said, we do appreciate all of the rest of you who puts out nice comments and even defends our kids and us online, and
Yeah.
we love you all. It's incredible.
Put out nice energy into the
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
We love you all.
We really do.
Just while we're on the subject of comments, we had a really nice comment last week that I thought I'd answer here. We had a comment from somebody called Be Blessed Today. He or she was wondering why we don't homeschool Charlie. I'll actually read the comment. They said, I'm wondering why you don't homeschool Charlie. Your van life is a perfect classroom. Everything you do is valuable learning. Just add letters and reading and you're good to go. A little guy like Charlie may have a real tough time and a lot of frustration dealing with sitting in a chair in a box for hours a day. You're going to be changing his whole world, please look into it. And we actually have looked into it a lot, when it's something that we've discussed over and over and over again. And for starters, we found a school which we think is going to really suit Charlie. It's a school that sort of tends to the individual person rather than the general school system of trying to fit every kid into the same box, which I don't agree with. This school that we found is a hippie school, it's known as, but it tends to see the individual kid rather than, trying to fit everybody into the same sort of template. They also teach a lot outdoors. It's very focused on like nature and how to be in nature and growing your own crops and stuff like that, and a lot less sort of traditional school stuff, even though they still learn everything they need to. So the school itself seems really good. And we also think that it's going to be difficult for Charlie. It's going to be a massive, massive change for him. But that also might be a good thing. Charlie's only ever known us. He's only ever known life with us. We want him to grow into like his own little person and not just be who he's grown up with us. We want him to go out and sort of grow a bit of self-esteem and get his own context on the world and stuff. And we think it's, we at the moment, we think it's going to be a good idea. And with the way that we live, like me and Malin are not going to go back to having regular jobs, 9-to-5 jobs or whatever. We're always going to be flexible and nothing's going to be set in stone. So if Charlie really doesn't get along in school well, then we'll look into homeschooling him at that point. There's absolutely nothing set in stone, but we think it'll be a really good step for him to at least, sort of step into a new environment and learn how to be social in his own way. The other issue with homeschooling in Sweden is you're not actually allowed to do it as such. We would have to sign Charlie out of the schooling system and go and live somewhere else that's not Sweden. And the issue with doing that is Malin would also lose her hospital stuff. All of her medical journals and everything like that is tied to Sweden, and obviously all of her cancer team and everything is in Sweden. and we would have to look into getting that moved. Even though maybe we've not had the best experience with all of the healthcare, the specialist healthcare that she's received is not something that we want to lose. And we definitely don't want to get into a sort of hospital system or a care system in a language other than Malin's own language. So at the moment, it seems like all the signs point towards this being a good idea with Charlie's school. But at the same time, if it turns out to not be a great idea, there's nothing set in stone. So that's the idea behind it anyway. But thank you very much for that comment, because that was actually a really nice, well put, well formulated comment, and it's something that we've discussed a lot back and forth, and we've looked deep into all the options, let's say. But this certainly seems to be the right one to start with. Right, monkey man. So you go to the beach? Beach. Just on the same subject, what we're talking about with schools and stuff, is we have to remember that after everything we've been through as a family, like after everything that he's been through with, you know, you, everything, that he's a sensitive soul. That this is not like a normal situation with normal kids, if you like.
No.
That for us, we have to sort of think one step extra with it. My first reaction is I think that it will do him good to go and have a social environment where he can learn to be his own person.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's a really good life for kids to do this, but at some point they also need to have friends that they don't just meet in the park for half an hour and then they never meet them again.
Yeah.
Like, even though he gets a lot out of that, I don't think that's the way to live forever.
No.
I think it's important to have your own context, to have his own friends, to have activities where it's not just with us who's friends, parents, teachers, all of the above.
Yeah, selfishly, I'd love to carry on doing this because it's a fantastic life and we've absolutely loved it. But sometimes you have to think a step extra and do what's best for everybody. Yeah. And we think that this is going to be best for
our family.
For the family, at least. Nice on the beach today.
So sunny.
So sunny. Look at you, eh? Beach lounger.
I'm soaking in all the sunshine I can, because in a week we're in the UK and there's no f***ing sun there, mate.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can.
Sucking it into my soul.
Yeah.
So I can
absorb it.
So I can survive all the rain.
Yeah. It's also that the kids are playing nicely on their own. And that doesn't happen every day, does it?
It does not happen every day.
So we're enjoying a bit of sunshine, sunbathing, chill time.
Exactly, it's rare.
We were talking a bit earlier in the video about like what this sort of life's given us after everything that we've been through.
Yeah.
And like it's something that you're reminded of all the time when you're sat on the beach, isn't it?
Definitely.
You are the only person, well, the only person on most beaches with a stoma.
Yeah.
And you're also the only person that's comfortable enough to sit and, you know, not mind when people look at you and stuff.
Yeah, like I've obviously fought a lot to get there, but yeah, I feel like I can't. I've had enough to deal with. I can't be bothered what other people think about me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get annoyed because some people do not hide that they're staring.
No.
But it never like actually bothers me from
Yeah.
the stoma perspective. It's just like, all right, I understand that I look different, but you don't have to stare at me.
Yeah. We're proud of you though, all of you. Me and the kids, but me especially, I'm so proud to see you. It does so much for like the kids' self-esteem and to, you know, show the kids that bodies are different and that actually it's, you know, a normal thing. I think you do a great job of normalising it.
Thank you.
Good job. We actually noticed how good of a thing it was to sort of have the kids sort of be around somebody with something like a stoma or whatever, because we've spent a lot of time with a girl with diabetes who has a pump and like, what do you say? It's like a plaster on her arm and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we've noticed like how good the kids have been.
They don't care about it at all, do they?
No, and it's something that the kids have probably never really seen.
No.
But the fact that like the fact that that it's such a normal thing. It's just somebody's just something that's helping somebody. Just a bit of medicine that's helping somebody.
I asked. We went to the beach with them, and when we swim, she obviously don't got the insulin pump connected. And then when we got up, she was like, "Oh, can you just grab me my pump so I can connect it?" And I saw Charlie looking a bit, and I said, "Charlie, are you wondering what it is?" Because I thought maybe you don't dare to ask. He's like, "No, it's a medicine pump." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "You didn't have any? No, okay."
Yeah,
it was just like,
just medicine.
It's medicine, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a really, really cool thing.
Yeah.
It's something that a lot of 5-year-olds don't have access to.
No.
They don't have that in their brains. Like that. Oh, it's just medicine.
Yeah.
Just helping people.
Yeah.
I think that's a really nice thing to teach him.
Yeah, it was really nice to see that he's not even like questioning what it is for or anything. It's just like, yeah, no, she needs it, and I don't need to ask about it.
It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
I think that's really nice.
Yeah, it is.
Right, I am going to go and get tattooed, so I'll see you guys in a bit.
See you guys in a bit.
See you later. Have a nice couple of hours on the beach.
Yeah.
Mwah. Love you.
You.
Love you.
See ya.
See you in a bit.
See you in the bit.
Fun.
Thanks.
All right, we're back at the van, or I'm back at the van. We've had some lunch, and Tom came back and he took the kids to the park, and I'm gonna try to tidy up this van. It is a state in here. We left the dishes from the breakfast this morning, and then we came home and the kids wanted pancakes. So then I made pancakes for the kids, and then I made some eggs and stuff for me and Tom. And now it looks like somebody threw a bomb in here. That's the thing when you cook in a van, you cook with the whole van because it's impossible to fit in the kitchen. And then you try to be fast because everybody's hungry, and we've just been to the beach, so everything from the beach is just dumped inside or right outside. And yeah, it looks lovely in here now. So I'm going to try and fix this so we can run down to pick some bits up from the shop down here, because we're leaving Las Americas for the last time. And then I don't really know where we're going. We were going to go just to Los Cristianos, which is like not even a 10-minute drive. But then we left the inverter on, which means that we don't got any batteries, which means that we might need to drive a bit extra to charge them. So I don't know what the plan is, but we're going to leave Las Americas today anyway. And the van can't look like this when we're driving. Alright, so now we're basically back to zero, I guess. And now I'm just going to prep the van so we can drive as well. Kid seats in, table gone, all the drawers locked, I guess. Then I'm ready. I wonder how many times a day you sweep. Whoops. Hello. I wonder how many times a day you sweep when you live in a van. And for reference, I hoovered and mopped yesterday. And yeah, it looks like we've not hoovered or swept or done anything in the last month or so. And it's basically just from today. All right, now I am done and I feel ready to go and jump in the sea again, because oh my god, it is boiling right now. But I'm gonna go and meet Tom and the kids and go and do some shopping, and we'll see you guys later, I guess.
Morning, good morning. We are back up in the north of Tenerife, up at Las Teresitas. This is like the go-to place when you're taking the ferry, because it's 20 minutes away from the ferry port. So as you can see behind me, we've done some prep for the ferry, so we've got some clean pants, always a good idea. And yeah, the plan is just to sort of hang out here today, do some prep. Malin's doing some pancakes and stuff for the kids to take on the ferry. And that's about that, to be honest. Odd feeling leaving, obviously, like we've been here for 8 weeks now, and today is the last day. Bittersweet, but on to the next chapter and the next adventure. So I mentioned before that I was getting tattooed. That went very, very well. So I got a little palm tree here on my leg and a cactus just by my ankle to commemorate this trip to Tenerife. bit of an odd contrast, because last year we got tattooed in Tenerife, and I got a tattoo to remember my friend Nick, who took his own life while we were here last year. So we've got a bit of sadness on one leg and a bit of happiness on the other, both from Tenerife. So I thought that was quite a nice thing to remember our trips to Tenerife with. But plenty to be cracking on with today, so we're going to leave this video here. Thank you very much for watching, for tagging along, for leaving us a little comment and hitting the like button and stuff like that. You're golden. And make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are new around here, because it does help the channel, and we appreciate it massively. Big thanks to you left the comments that we were talking about earlier. Much appreciated, and it's always nice to be able to respond to stuff in the videos and whatever. So massive thanks to you guys. See you next Sunday. Bye.